Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Now you're ready to head for the horn. Way, roll and go. The anchor's on board and the cables are stored to be rollicking dandy dandy oh. Heave up all and heave away. Way, hey, roll and go. The anchor's on board and the cables are stored to be rollicking randy dandy oh. Heave her up and away we go, away, Santiana. Heave her up and away we go, along the plains of Mexico. Oh, come on. Morning, Paul, Ed, Brad, Ponty, Sean, how are we all? I didn't bring a note, I'm sorry I'm late. I love sea shanties too. I've recently been playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag again. I'm listening to the Longest Johns, so I've been really going on a sea shanty kick recently. Yes, I know I'm late, I apologize. A bit of a slow morning. But I'm here now. Yeah, the ship battles are pretty fun. I just enjoy the open world of pirates and stuff. The one thing I don't like about Assassin's Creed games in general is the fact that you keep switching between modern and, like, antique timelines. It annoys me because I get, like, really into the antique timeline. And then I'm suddenly dragged out of it to do some random office work. And it's like, I don't want real life in my game. Black Sails. Yeah, I have watched Black Sails. Love Black Sails. And Hornblower is a good series, although it's not about pirates. It's about naval warfare during the Napoleonic Wars. How you going, Daniel? You're all good, Daniel. I'm very late. We only just got started. Morning, evening, Wiley. How you going, Joel? What we learning today, I have no idea. You guys don't learn anything from me. What are you talking about? First of all, I've got to forge a shepherd's crook style bird feeder hanger. The grinder situation was solved. Sort of. Not solved yet. Hello. My dad's here. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, I need it. It's alright, I can do it this afternoon. Doo-ba-doo. Mess of cables. Huh. Nice. Hi. Oh yeah, cool. How you going, Tim? Hey, Bobby. How you going, Damascus? Okay. Hey, Barnaby. Hey, James. How you going, man? Thank you very much, Barnaby. Yeah, so the, yeah, I love my little inverter welder. That thing is a monster. 170 amp capable. I can blow holes in 1/2-inch plate with that thing. Or I can weld tissue paper. It's great. The grinder situation is not quite solved yet. My new VSD is on its way. It should be here about like Thursday? 5 days? 6 days? It's annoying. "3 a.m. in South Africa. Well, better get to sleep then, Tim." How you going, Matt? I didn't sleep in, but I had a really slow start. At least I'm more awake than I normally am in the start of these streams. Oh well. Sorry I'm late. Oh no, canola oil's fine, Damascus. Morning, Moondog. No worries, mate. I think YouTube might be keeping the lid on that video, maybe because of the tags, or maybe just because of the content or something. But it's not been shooting up as fast as I thought it would have. Like, it's actually got less views in the first couple of days than a lot of my other stuff, which is less interesting. So I may have been shadow banned, but I don't know. We'll see. Morning, Jared. It could just be that, you know, no one's interested in Damascus karambits. That could also be the possibility. An Aztec death whistle. For sure, YouTube block. Yeah, more than likely. Like, it's still monetized, which is fine. Like, the reason that I uploaded it 3 days ago for my patrons and then left it on Patreon for 3 days is because while it's unlisted, it can still get demonetized, and then you can have the whole, you know, ask for review and all that kind of stuff. I didn't have to do that, which was great, but I think they may have restricted it. Fair enough, Wiley. Well, there's no requirement that you watch it. It's out there for you to view if you want to view it, but it is not required viewing. So we're going to draw a point on this nice long piece of 12 mil, 1/2-inch bar. Oh wow. I forgot how much fun working with really long pieces of material is. Oof, very stiff this morning. Back in. Anthony kicked my ass because I'm not doing my stretches. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, then you're not listening to the Forgecast. Oh, that truss is just in the wrong spot. Whoa, man. You really feel the muscles working out when you do the arm circles. Oh. Right. Where does the Forgecast come out on? Spotify and iTunes every Friday. I haven't managed to fix my grinder yet, Jay. I'm waiting for the new VSD to come in. Hey, Casey. 8 railroad spike knives, eh? Gonna get that physical therapist Forgecast on the monthly. Yeah, well, you know, Anthony's a pretty cool dude. Hey, Apocalypse Forge, congratulations on making a stream. Thanks for checking it out. Fair enough, Damascus. Sharpening stuff. Sorry to have worried you, Jared. Yeah, forging 12-inch by hand would be a little... Unless it's only 12 inches long and much smaller diameter. I am doing keto, that's correct. The knife you made just for pencils. Yeah, no, it's actually probably one of my favorite Forgecast episodes that we've done with Anthony. He's a fun guy to talk to, but he's also very knowledgeable. Making things flat. Yeah, well, fair enough. I've got 2 videos on that as well, Casey, if you're interested. Alright, let's continue pointing this really annoyingly long piece of material. I tell you what, those arm circles really do make a difference. Alex and Anthony are going to be bringing out a video very soon of proper methodology for certain blacksmith stretches. And Anthony's actually in talks with the university to perhaps start writing a paper on blacksmith fitness and stuff like that, which Alex and I will be helping with, which is awesome. He does not. He does have an Instagram, though. Carol Knifeworks. Hey, Alex, how you doing? Yeah, I'm not quite under 20 grams. Most days I'm more LCHF than keto. But it's a perpetual lifestyle now for me after getting my type 2 diagnosis, so I'm trying not to be too strict on it. Yeah, he's a font of knowledge. Yeah, there's a lot of blue names in the chat. That's top of Jameson. Yeah, you know, all good. Hey, Tom, how you going? Well, I mean, it's not looser because I just tie it up at the back, so not all of you are blue. Well, you know, not all of you can be blue, Wiley. Yeah. Great minds think alike, boys. So yeah, Anthony actually pointed out something very accurate to me. When I did my hammer video, like hammer style swinging stuff, God, my words. He did point out that the tensor and extender stretches are mostly for after forging or during forging. Like I tend to do them halfway through a forging session. But what you should be doing is warming up the muscles while stretching them in the shop. So what we were talking about was arm circles, and literally it is that. Just become a windmill. And you can really feel it down the outside of your arm, which is really helpful, and it loosens those muscles up, gets them running. I've also found Adam from Speargrass Forge did a video on hammer exercises. I do a similar thing with swords for wrist strength training, but getting your wrist moving, that kind of stuff, very useful for getting the muscles working. But trying to cold stretch. Become a windmill, exactly. Oh, thanks, Undaunted. Yeah, it was Damascus. It was a lot of fun. Hey, Frank Swearingen, how you going? Go us peasants. See, but the thing is that carpal tunnel is repetitive stress injury, and this you're not going to be doing this for a day, but it actually warms up those tendons so that when you do those stretches, the tensor and extender stretches, you're actually those tendons are going to stretch. Think about it like trying to stretch a rubber band. When a rubber band is warm, it stretches a lot easier than when it's cold. Like if you pull a rubber band out of the freezer and try and stretch it, you just snap it. Whereas if you put it in the oven for like 5 seconds and pull it out and try and stretch it, it'll stretch real easy. So stretching while warmed up is good. Twerking. I am not twerking on camera. Hey Matt, how you going? Matt Wyeth, that is. Don Quixote. I'm sure we could. Oy. It's too early for your shit, Alex. Annoyingly difficult trying to control a piece this big and trying to do fine work. That's okay. We're almost done. Uh-oh, I see a super chat. Thank you so much, James. I really do appreciate that, man. Yeah, sorry, Tom. It's hay fever season. And antihistamines only do so much. You mean? God, you guys. Right. So just got to turn a little hook on the end of this, and then we got to turn a big crook on the other bit. Look, Roy, I'm making scrolls now. No scrolls here. Turn that a little bit more. This is the easy part. When I actually do the crook, I only have one shot at it. I only have one heat to do it in, so that's going to be fun. And I got sea shanties on the brain. There we go. I wanted it to be a relatively deep hook because I don't want the birds being able to pull the feeder off. Okay, now I need to work out how long the crook needs to be. That doesn't need to be that long. What are we looking at? Up there, you reckon? About there. One of the advantages to a long quench tank is you can use it as a rest for forge stuff. I appreciate it, James. Like you had me in the first half there, Jared. I'm not gonna lie. How's it going, Jazz? You like my spring stool? Rather overbuilt birdhouse. No, it's a bird feeder, shepherd's crook bird feeder. Fair enough, Alex. Thanks for jumping in though, mate. Say hi to Ness for me. Tell her I'm sorry I couldn't make her stream. Thanks, Jazz. It was a lot of work. Helps the quench have just the right consistency. Exactly right. Yeah, my spring stool is quite cool, isn't it? I'm wondering if any of you can guess what the foam pad is on top, what it used to be. It's in its original condition, but I'm very interested. I doubt any of you will even get close. To to what it actually was in the original. Not the spring, just the foam. Morning, Ben. It was not a pillow. It was not a pillow. I'll give you a massive clue. If you were in the Navy, you might know what it was. Especially if you were a squid. Plug a cannon. Not for a cannon. Oh, jeez. Rubber ducky. That's totally something the Navy plays with. So if you were a squid in the Navy, you might come into contact with it. On the top, there are there are two lines intersecting this way in a cross. And it's hollow on the bottom, so it just slips over the spring. I'm giving you lots of clues. Squid is not Navy diver. Hey, Jake Logan, how you go, man? We don't feed this, say water. Oh, you're so close, Forge, right? You're so close. It's a torpedo sabot. I believe that Damascus was saying it was a savo, which is not quite right. Sabot. No, it was a torpedo sabot for launching torpedoes out of a submarine. Yes, I did, Jake. I have yet to respond to it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, in Australia, normally we call submariners squids because they're undersea. Yeah, fair enough, Apocalypse. I don't normally sit down until like halfway through the day, and then I'm like, I can't stand up any longer. Do we get a closest? You get a clap. The funniest thing is that the scrap dealer that I go to occasionally for steel had a big box, a big kiloliter container full of them. And I didn't know what they were. They just looked the perfect size, and they're a high density, but you know they're a cushiony foam. And I was like, you know, that might fit over my spring chair. I think that'd be really cool. So I went to him and asked him how much for one, and he just said, "Oh, take them for free." We had a whole bunch of torpedo tubes from the naval base, but he sold the tubes. But the guys who bought the tubes didn't want the sabots. Apparently he got some torpedo tubes to scrap from the naval base, but then someone saw the torpedo tubes that worked for the Navy Museum and ended up buying them from him. So, cool little story to go with my cushion on my spring chair. All right, whack forging time. I may not have heated that in the correct spot. Actually thinking I might need to see if I can get it back in polish. There. Feet like snowshoes. I mean, my feet are pretty big, but I'm a big boy, and it takes a lot to hold me up. Plug yourself in the bottom of the ocean. Hey, Ben Toombs, how you going, man? How you doing, Eric? I don't think I said hello. You're a giant hobbit, fair enough. I'm a giant dwarf. I'm a dwarf with gigantism. It's really just the camera's like, yeah, that is what Adam would say. But that's only because he's a midget. It was a blue Artline pen, not Dicam. It was just a blue Artline Sharpie pen. I have seen the refillable ones, like the refillable pens, and people have been filling them with Dicam, but I haven't got that far yet. So I just had a it won't fit back in the forge after this, so this is kind of my last opportunity. Oh, come on. Get in there, boy. Ah, shit, it's too small. I can't use my forks. Use the bus. That's what vices are for, right? No, it needs to be higher. Damn. Oh, darn. I'm doing this relatively cold. Might have to take out the torch to get it to work properly. I'm really glad that the orders were, it doesn't have to look pretty, it just has to work. I'm not selling this is for my backyard, so. I like that shape, actually, he says, trying to excuse his terrible forging skills. Actually, you know what? That's not too bad. It's not as tall as you wanted, but I can't make it any taller. Oh, that'll do. So that's the first project for today. I'll just quickly show you what we're doing. So, stands like that. Seed hanger hangs from there. And I'm going to weld a little cross strut here for the birds to sit on so that they can eat stuff. But that's the basic shepherd crook shape. It's terrible, but you know, what isn't that I make? Now, I did say hammers in the title. Hey, Yamas, how you going, man? The grinder is still dead. Yeah, Jared, I mean, I'll probably end up making another one day. Hey, Jack Frost, how you going, man? Thanks for jumping over to YouTube. These are 3M work tunes, that's correct. Thank you very much. Yeah, it was a lot of work. I'm sure you can work out how YouTube works, Jack. We don't have squirrels here, no. We don't. Now, I did say hammers, didn't I? So that means I actually have to forge hammers. Try not to spill oil on myself. Time to open up a door. What a 12 pulling this up. That is a good point. I could do that. The snakes would probably kill him. Yes. With my eyes. I hear you with my eyes, Damascus. Not a new electric motor, new VSD. New variable speed drive. I can hear you better now, James. I'm not sure if that's for me, Ben. Like, talking you off the ledge. If it is, I'm really sorry that I don't remember. If it isn't, then I'm okay. I don't know. What am I supposed to say? Yeah, sticking under a stump would work. I like that idea. I actually do like that idea. Or a giant block of concrete. I have both. Oh, Yamas, right, cool, fair enough. Well, good. Thanks, Yamas, thanks for jumping in, man. The new VSD, so a new VSD is about $700, but Jake Mantell from Fire Pants Fabrication, who is my personal Lord and Savior, didn't have any in stock, but he's taking the VSD off his demo Scorpion, the one that he uses for shows, because he's not doing shows for the next, few months at least. And he's reprogramming it for my Fire Ant So he's charging me like a quarter of the price, which is amazing. And then I'm sending that one to him to see if he can get it repaired. And if he does get it repaired, I just have to pay the repair costs, and I'll have a spare VSD. The VSD that died is 3 years old. Yeah, fair enough, Yavis. Have fun with the shop cleanup. I hate doing that. I actually really enjoy the sound quality on these. Like the actual music that comes in. The sound that comes out of the microphone that's in them is terrible. Sounds like you're at the bottom of a well. No, I mean, the thing is that they are an incredibly complex machine, and they're dealing with incredibly high voltages and incredibly high amperages. So they do fry out, like they do die. It's just a way of the world, unfortunately. I may just have got unlucky in that I got one that had a slight internal fault. But yeah, I have pushed mine very, very hard. Yeah, the 3 horsepower with no VSD. The thing is that VSDs give you the ability to run really low speeds and really high speeds. Hey, Metal Man, how you going? Well, we're 240 volt standard, so our standard outlets are 240. So VSDs and VFDs, the difference is the VFD is a variable frequency, the VSD is a variable speed. It's a trade-off in power versus speed. But yeah, they're basically the same. Hey, Kat, how you going? Speeds of my grinder, I can run up to 7,000 surface feet per minute. 100 hertz. Weird looking plugs. Yeah, so, but the thing is that with the fire ant, I wanted to be able to run small wheel attachments, and small wheel attachments you cannot run at full speed. You'll just burn the bearings out. How you going, Holla? The weekly history lesson. I do tend to do that, don't I? Yeah, so plugs look way different. Yeah, well, you know, our plugs are better. Very fast, and the faster you can run them, the better, because you get longer life out of a ceramic belt at higher speeds. Aussie standard power is 240 volts, 60 hertz. $1,700 RPM. That would depend on your drive wheel size. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, so yeah, you don't have to worry about that with Scorpions. I'm actually planning on buying a Scorpion as well, and I'm getting the 3 horsepower fixed speed. All power hurts if you touch it. Well, this is very true. My fingers have touched the belt running at 7,000 surface feet per minute. That sucks. What species of Scorpion? The fire pants variant. So yeah, Yeah, so our standard power is 240 volts, 60 hertz. With the inverter, because the other thing is the VFD isn't just a VFD, it's all a VSD, it's also an inverter. It turns single phase power into 3-phase power, which the 2 horsepower motor that's on that is 3-phase. And because it's an inverter, we can get 100 hertz out of it rather than just 60. When he's taking Dan down. That is correct. Like liar, liar, pants on fire. Except I would never lie to you. Except when I do. Okay, everyone, ready to watch me bust my friggin' thumb again? It still hasn't healed. The hand will maybe do it. That's correct, Jared. Actually, it's funny because Australia has several species of scorpion, none of which are lethal. Like, you cannot die from getting a scorpion sting in Australia. Unless you're anaphylactic. Oh, I need my Newt's leatherwork. Newt's leatherwork. Apron. Not quite. Oh wow, I'm very off. Oops. I missed the mark a little. Should have double checked. Hopefully it's salvageable. No, 1x30. There's nothing wrong with 1x30. Hey Jeb, yes I would have if I had punch dies. Yeah, I'm waiting to get die stock. I've got to go to the steel supplier on Monday to get die stock. Die plates. So that I can make hammer punch dies, cutting dies, drifting dies, a whole bunch of fun dies. Hey Chris, how you going, mate? See if I can walk this punch forward. I've already punched pretty deep, so I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to, but I'm going to try, damn it. It's going to make for an ugly asshole. Ow, that hurts. That's hot. Funny that. Someone must have put it in the forge. Success. Yeah, what's snow? I wish I had snow. Did I wipe the punch my back? No, I didn't. All good, mate. Have a good one. Have fun, Bathurst. Don't touch the glowy things. No, it's not a good idea. You saw nothing, James. Your eyes lie. Coal pipe fluff. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That's either very endearing or like one of the most cold-hearted backhands I've ever seen. Man, you're all lucky that your wives don't watch this. All right, let's get rid of this bloody plug, shall we? Oh, drop you bastard. So bloody close. Whew. See you later, Jared. Hey, Mule Kick, how you going? Yeah, I'm trying to get it to make it vomit that slug. It's hanging on by a thread. Hey, Jeff, how you going, mate? You're all good. Oh, time to forge yourself one, Damascus. Come on. Really? Is this the game we're going to play? There it goes. Oh boy, that's a very ugly hole, but it's a hole. Now I just got to drift it. Top die. That's the bottom die. See you, Dead Rats. Thanks for checking in, buddy. 3:17 a.m. Jeez. I'm forging a hammer. I can't forge a strike light at the same time. Hey, give her up and away we go, away, Santiana. Heave her up and away we go along the plains of Mexico. I need the downtime between heats on the hammer to actually cool down. It's a bit warmer over here than it is over there now. Cannot wait until I get hammer punch dies. Hi Roman, I do on my Twitch channel. Not with that attitude. Lighting a fire with a hammer is interesting. Yeah, it is. It's called Santiana. Well enough. Longest Johns did a really good version of it. You can find it on YouTube. It's a shanty from the old days. One of my few favorite shanties, along with Randy Dandy-O, Drunken Sailor, obviously. Can't Hold a Good Man Down. Wellerman. You sing Drunken Sailor. Everyone sings Drunken Sailor. I don't think even anyone who's not interested in pirates could not sing Drunken Sailor. Everyone knows that song. Listen to the same shanties. Excellent. Mingale Boat. Dreadnoughts. Cool. Yeah, I really like, so the Longest Johns actually do have written modern shanties. One of my favorites of theirs is the Moby Duck. It's a hilarious song. The dreaded Moby Duck. All good, Eric. Cheers, mate. I can't sing the Moby Duck. I don't know all the words yet. And the meter is a little bit weird for singing a cappella. Without backing vocals. It's hot. Just gonna quickly come over here. Have a good one, Moondog. I don't seem to have any connectivity issues, so it might be on your end, Matt. Nice brick pile. Thanks. Quite a few bricks. A lot less than they used to be. No, Chase, I can't. I have both read and watched the Sharp series. I have the Sharp series on DVD. Good old Australian internet, eh, Tekron? The Sharp series is one of my favorite series. Sean Bean's one of my favorite actors, so it makes it easy, but I want to eventually make Sharp's sword, but a better version. The 1793 heavy cavalry sword is one of my favorite swords. I have a lot of favorite swords though. Ah, the Hearst song. I know that song. Hey Ryan, how you doing, man? Don't ever laugh. The hearse goes by. Good song. Rusty Cage. What do I rate where the part where Harper reforged the sword? No. I don't like it. Mainly because none of the swords that were on the wall or available to Harper would have made a heavy cavalry sword blade. Like it's just not possible. There just wasn't enough steel. I don't understand the logic of trying to make a new sword out of an old sword. I mean, I understand that logic from a certain perspective, but taking something like a rapier and trying to make it into a cavalry sword is crap. I don't make railroad spike knives. I have in the past, but not anymore. Hey, Curtis, you're late. Where's your note? Sorry, I can't give you crap because I was late to the stream as well, funnily enough. Burning my face. Just wait for the thwack. Ow. Sure does. That's what I love about it. All good, Ryan. At least you're here. Make a railroad spike dishing ammo. Oh, that'll work. Getting ready for a live demo. Cool. First song. All right, cool. I will do that. Because the guy who originally wrote the Hearst song was Rusty Cage. See you, Joel. Thank you very much for checking out. Yeah, Jeb, that'll be going out on Monday. I'm sorry it's been so friggin' long. I had to refinish the blade because where I'd stored it, unfortunately, it had rusted. I'm working out new storage systems, but that knife's been in my storage for almost a year now. So, yeah, fair enough. Sounds good, Damascus. It'll work. It'll do the work. So yeah, I'm gonna had to refinish the blade. But yeah, it will be on its way to you post haste. Yes, I would say that railroad spikes make better hammers than knives. Those that are hardenable will harden to a sufficient degree to make an okay hammer. Whereas they don't normally harden to a significant enough degree to make a decent knife. Unless you forge weld in some high carbon steel, in which case it's not really a railroad spike knife at that point. It's a railroad spike and high carbon steel knife. And the stuff's like jelly compared to H13. Well, 4140. So that's going to be top or the bottom? I don't suppose it matters. Alrighty. Let's forge a nose on this thing before we drift it to final shape. Whoops. Sorry, guys. Oh yeah, file steel will do the job. Hey Paul, how you going? Why is the knife not been on the Forgecast song list? Hey man, I might do that. They make decent letter openers, that is true. Wandering Lost, how you doing? There is certainly enough material in Railroad Spike for a small tomahawk. I've made several Railroad Spike tomahawks. Did a whole video on making Railroad Spike tomahawks. My mouse hawk video, they're made out of railroad spikes. Yeah, spike hawks are great. I love spike hawks. Especially if you weld in a nice high carbon bit. You can get an actually really good little pack hatchet, throwing axe, that kind of thing. Mouse hawks, indeed. Yeah, so it's my mouse hawk video. It's the third or fourth video that I ever uploaded, so it's right at the early stages of the video list. Back when my content was actually good. Yeah, I'm the same. Wandering, I'm really the same. Hey Corey, how you going? Thanks for checking in. So we're gonna forge a nose on this bad boy. Because this isn't just any dog's head hammer. This is a English cutler's hammer. Getting there. How you going, Tim? Fair enough, Corey. There's plenty of that on TV these days. I do plan on making files in the very soon future. What material is Hexhog? It is 1070 hex. Make a bigger forge. I am planning on making a bigger forge. If you want to see, rasps being made in by hand in a professional sense, if you look up Oreo Toolworks, so it's AURIO Toolworks, they have a whole video on how they produce hand-cut rasps, and their rasps are incredible. Yeah, really busy, Tim, really busy. I already did the windmilling earlier. That's the warm-up. I'm warmed up now. How you going, old wolf? Yeah, ClickSpring has a good video on making files by hand. But yeah, Oreo Toolworks has rasp making. They make handcrafted. Rasps and woodworking tools. Fantastic stuff. Fantastically expensive too. I have a sticker from you now, old wolf. I've got to stick it on Preston at some point. I finally got in the mail a bunch of stickers from Adam. So, whoop, crap. So I have a Newt sticker. I have Old Wolf sticker, which I really like the paw. That's really cool. And I have a Drayson's Forge sticker too. So they've all got to go on Preston somewhere. I'm running out of room. I'm getting those stickers in the mail for the 5,000 sub giveaway, and I ordered extra for some for myself. Got to make it roundish. I'll throw it all up by grinder when my grinder gets fixed. Good. Cut it off there. I might need to extend it back just a little bit. Don't want the nose to be too sharp of a drop. Oh, I didn't know you were appendectomy. Oh, right, well. I hope you heal up soon, man. Thanks. Yeah, well, you're welcome to. Bootleg jury rig rasp from a broken bandsaw blade. Yeah, you could. Not a very good one, but you would. You could. It's amazing how much you use a core. Could be a good one. Yeah, well, if you forge welded them, I don't think it would be too good, because the tips of the saw blades would mash over and stuff like that. What are my thoughts on the Jason Knight courses? Well worth the money, or well worth the time. Just watch them. Use your caught off food. Me too. Lost the mic? Is he the only one that lost the mic? Sorry, Paul. Looks like it's just you, buddy. All my connections are good, so... Yeah, that would suck, Ed. I hope you heal up fast, man. Sounds muffled here. Not you, Paul Wheeler. It was Paul Orchard. Too many Pauls. It's like Adam from Speargrass logged into my Instagram live feed yesterday. He's like, hey, it's me, Adam. I'm like, who's Adam? Because like I know several Adams. Yeah, that's good. I like it. Me likey. Just gonna come back to there. Once it gets grounded, it'll look better. That's actually pretty solid. I like that. Right, drifting time. All right, Tim, have a good one, man. I'm enjoying that sword series you're doing. Sound is muffled. Wonder if this thing's waterproof. Probably not. Engineer style handle. No, I haven't. Or I mean, an engineer handle. Yes, but you hear a popping sound? I'm just going to cut it out and restart. Hold on. How's that? All right, cool. Yeah, I think I may have dripped sweat into the microphone. Still muffled. Okay, I'm gonna have to stick it in the bucket of rice after I'm done. Yeah, I put it off to the side rather than right underneath my beard, because what ends up happening is the sweat runs down through my beard. How many buckets of random crap do I have? Too many. Too many. Oh. Stick it in your Mac tank. No worries, Paul. Glad it got to you. Yeah, I need to get those. I've had to break the towel ninja a few times out of retirement so far, and it's only going to get hotter. Note how careful I'm being about the handle. I learned my lesson. Nah. Gloves make for more difficult forging. Yeah, there are a couple of places where you want to use gloves, but while forging, most of the time, you don't want them. Got your internet better, Tech? And I just have Santiana rolling around in my head. Try and put another shanty in there, shall we? Now we are ready to head for the Horn. Way, hey, roll and go. The anchor's on board and the cables are stored to be rollicking randy dandy oh. Heave up, haul up, heave away. Way, hey, roll and go. The anchor's on board and the cables are stored to be rollicking randy dandy oh. Now we are sailing for Ballico Bay. Way, hey, roll and go. The sea is up high and we're making our way to be rollicking randy dandy oh. Heave up, haul up, heave away. Way, hey, roll and go. The anchor's on board and the cables are stored to be rollicking randy dandy oh. No, I don't use tongs. See you later, holla. Here's 40 shillings on the drum for those who'll volunteer to come to list and fight the foe today, over the hills and far away, o'er the hills and o'er the main, through Flanders, Portugal and Spain. King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away. If I should fall to rise no more, as many comrades did before, please ask the pipes to softly play, over the hills and far away, o'er the hills and o'er the main, through Flanders, Portugal and Spain. King George commands and we obey, over the hills and far away. Good old Hagman. My favorite character, and he didn't exist in the books. Done. Dunsky. There we go. Finished forged English cutler's hammer. And also be the best shot in the troop. Thank you. Best shot in the regiment. And yeah, David Tam's just a very talented dude. Thanks, Paul. You know, it's funny, sharp sword, while I didn't really like the whole, you know, Pat forging him a new sword out of an old sword, I really did enjoy that episode. But I enjoy all Sharp's episodes. So it's very unlikely that he's going to watch this, so I can talk about what this is. This is Alex's new hammer. So in his giveaway video, he did mention that he'd ordered a new hammer from me. He'd ordered a new dog's head, and I decided that instead of making him a standard Japanese style, I was going to make him an English cutler's hammer because it's my favored form of hammer. So this is Alex's new hammer. It obviously has to see the grinder, and I'm going to be doing a little bit of engraving on it. So you'll probably see that over on my Twitch channel if you're following me on Twitch, twitch.tv/SamTownsBladesmith. But yeah, so hope you enjoyed watching me slave away on that. Now do I have some time to forge a striker light? How long have I been going for? 1 hour and 36 minutes. What time is it? I got a party to get to this afternoon, so I can't stay too long. No, unfortunately I don't have time. See you later, Matt. Yeah, I love my English cutler's hammer. Obviously, I use it a lot.
This is mine. Thank you very much, Daniel. But yeah, this one's mine. This one's my favorite. I wish I had a piece of ash to put on Alex's as well, because ash means a lot to both of us. Unfortunately, I ran out of ash a long time ago, so he'll have to deal with spotted gum. But yeah, this will be the same size as the one that Caitlin from Ouroboros Armory has. It's just going to be a little bit more fancy. You have some ash? Well, that's because you party. Yeah. P-A-R-T. Why? Because I gotta. All right, Ryan, thank you very much. What size stock do I need in ash? Ideally, like, if I could get planks, that would be better. Like 1.25 inch thick planks, but they'd all have to be linear grain along the along the side of the plank, rather than across the plank. It is massively hard to get ash here because it doesn't grow here. It doesn't grow in Australia. But the way I get my spotted gum is in 40mm rounds, like this. So this is the handle stock that I use to make most of my handles. I have a whole bunch of hickory handles, but they're all hickory engineer style handles, not able to be curved for single head hammers. Have a good day. See you tonight. Oh, okay. You cancelled? Okay. All right. So, but anyway, so yeah, it's you have a custom lumber store. Ooh, 1.5 inch square. Beautiful. Well, if you can ship to Australia, I will gladly pay that. But at the moment, I don't have any money to do that. But I'll keep that in mind, Ed. Just check out whether or not you're going to be able to ship, because customs are a bit weird on shipping timbers. Strike a light it is. No, I'm going to have to jump off because I've got a whole bunch of other stuff to do. American ash. Yeah, this is my hammer. There are many like it. This one is mine. Yeah, well, I mean, that's true. This ash that I used on this hammer was European ash. It was Norwegian ash. And Alex did actually get a billet of this. But this is the only handle that I have left in that specific ash. And this is like the most beautiful handle material ever. I love this hammer a lot. You can tell because it's mushroomed quite a bit over ages of use. Something that was mentioned recently about my work is that my hammers are relatively soft, and it was commented that they are too soft for general forging work. Now, far be it from me to correct anyone, but I specifically, and I've said this quite a few times, I specifically say that I make my hammers soft. And there is a reason that I make my hammers softer than normal hammers. They're not mild steel soft, but they are softer than, nailing hammers and stuff like that. The reason that they're softer is because it's much easier to reface a hammer than it is to reface an anvil. Yes, kind of, Damascus, kind of. They didn't really do a review, they just did a takedown of me. But that's over now, that's over and done with. But yeah, it was mentioned that my hammers are a little bit, yeah, pretty much, Damascus, pretty much. If you want the full story, go over to Alex Valhalla Ironworks channel and look at his giveaway video. He gives a bit of a rundown on how that went. But yeah, so I prefer softer hammers mainly because it's easier to reface the hammer than it is to reface the anvil. And hammers are a consumable item. They are a tool, and they are made to be used and damaged and eventually replaced. Whereas anvils, I would much prefer my anvil to stay the way it is as long as it possibly can. Now, my anvil is scarred and dented and stuff like that because of mishits, but it's not half as bad as if I'd had super hard hammers and everything. So It was one of the conversations I had with Hans Groff about his 3-pound straight peen that he sent me, which is one of the most beautiful hammers in my collection, is that he was worried that it was a little too soft. And I honestly think that this is a perfect hardness for mine. So yeah, I ended up, I'm very happy with how hard this is because it's not going to damage my anvil. Because no matter how talented you are with a hammer, you're always going to end up hitting the anvil. Yes, he did. He packed up and he ran for the hills. But it moves metal, and this is the thing. You can move metal with a copper hammer. If the steel is hot enough, you can move metal with a copper hammer. It doesn't have to be super hard. The trick is that it has to be harder than the material you're hitting. Now, I don't want like mild steel hammers for everything, but I do want slightly softer than, like glass hard hammers. I've used a lot of hammers that are actually very, very hard, and I don't like that, A, because it risks the chance of chipping, which chipping is dangerous not only for the work but for yourself, but also it's just dangerous for your anvil. And yeah, they did. They used to move metal with wrought iron hammers because they didn't have anything else. They used to steel the faces sometimes if they had steel. If they didn't have steel, they didn't. But anyway, I just thought I'd address that in case it's something that's brought up in the future. If someone says, oh, the hammers are too soft, that's a perspective thing. Some people like hard hammers, some people like soft hammers. I've never made bones about the fact that I make softer hammers because that's what I like. And if someone wants a harder hammer, ooh, yeah, that sucks, Ed. Yeah, it's a feature. That's it. It's by design. It's not an accident. It's not bad workmanship, which was what was insinuated by this person. They insinuated that it was poorly heat treated. No, it was accurately heat treated. It was heat treated to my standards. Sorry, I'm a little salty about it because I actually had a conversation with that customer about that specific topic when he picked the hammer up, and then yeah, anyway, not getting into it. I just thought I'd mention that. But anyway, that being said, so we have now got Alex's new dog's head hammer. This thing is going to end up getting a lot of work done to it before it's finished. Yeah, he said it outright. It's true. I'm trying to be generous, Wiley. But anyway, so yeah, this one is going to end up being Alex's hammer. It's got a lot of grinding to be done to it, and obviously I can't do any grinder work until the grinder is fixed, which should be relatively soon. I should be getting the new VFD. I'm not. Fair enough. But yeah, I'm looking forward to finishing this and seeing what he gets done with it because, he loves my hammers, and he's been a fantastic friend, and, through that whole debacle, he was amazing. So you all were amazing. Oh, don't stab yourself, Damascus. Don't do that. It's dangerous. Anyway, so I have no idea what video I have planned for this week. I don't have a video planned for this week, so I don't know what I'm going to be uploading on Wednesday. It could be like a how-to, it could be a theory dive, it could be a build. I have no idea. I just wanted to get that Damascus Karambit video out as soon as possible, so I'm kind of relying on that to hold on to my viewers for a little while. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, apparently the party was cancelled, but I'm going to go see what that's about because, my friend's been having some hard times, so I've already done a striker vid. You can definitely, you can go look up my striker. Oh, thanks, Ed. Well, and this is the thing, Daniel, is that it is something that's not discussed a lot, and I've seen different opinions. There are opinions that say, I want a hard hammer, and there are opinions that say, I want a soft hammer. I fall on the soft hammer side. I'm not saying that it's right, it's just what I like. I prefer to damage my hammer rather than the anvil. This hammer, your English colors, has actually been ground back a couple of times, because what happens is eventually it mushrooms with contact to the anvil face. The anvil's harder, obviously, so it compacts it. Now, this thing can still forge cold steel without getting marked, but it is soft enough that after repeated bashings against the anvil over a couple of months, it does end up mushrooming back in on itself. Once it gets bad enough that I'm worried about chipping, I'll grind this down again. And you can see that the grind is different to the rest of the hammer. And that's because, yeah, I refinished it. It's a hammer. It's what it's for. My B&B Forge hammer, on the other hand, is actually a little bit harder than my other hammers. And yeah, it's softer. It's not soft. That's it. So yeah, it's one of those things where this hammer is actually harder than my standard hammer, so I have to be much careful with this one around my anvil face than I do the others, although it's not stupidly hard. So, you know, Bob did a really good job on the heat treat on this. I really like this hammer. I use it a lot. But yeah, softer hammers is just the way I go, because I'm more worried about my anvil than I am about my hammers. I suppose it comes from a person who makes hammers. If you don't make hammers, I suppose it's, you know, you're worried about both because they're both expensive. With all the bad jokes. That's not a bad idea, Justin. Yeah, I mean, I like hammers too, you know, and I have lots of hammers. I'm working on a very, 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 very ornate hammer right now that I will plan on using in the forge. But yeah, it's one of those things. Well, and that's it, Daniel. Like, like my cast steel anvil is the same hardness the whole way through. So I'm not worried about, you know, I'm not worried about having to reface it, but older anvils like yours, the face gets super thin, you can't reface that. But even refacing a full steel thing, like eventually I'd get down to the point where I'd have no chisel step. And you know, you end up putting in sway back. Unless you put it on a mill or a surface grinder, you're never going to get it flat again. And getting someone who's got a surface grinder or a mill capable of milling, you know, a full anvil surface is a pain in the ass. Wee wee. Wee wee. Anyway, so with that being said, I'm going to jump off now. I'm going to go work out what I'm doing with the rest of my day now that the party's been cancelled. And I mean, this is the other reason why I want a Reffling House anvils, because their faces are between 60 and 62 Rockwell. So you won't friggin' damage that thing. But unfortunately, they're super expensive, and I don't have the money for that right now. One day. Damascus hammers, they're just for looks. Like, that's all it is, just for looks. There's no reason to make a Damascus hammer other than looks. I don't particularly like Damascus hammers. I prefer engraved hammers because the engraving lasts when the hammer rusts, whereas your Damascus eventually just... Anyway, guys, I'm going to get off now. I've been rambling. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you very much to my patrons, who some of them are in the chat right now. They keep this channel going. And yeah, check me out on Twitch, check me out on Instagram, check me out on Facebook, all those places. To see what I'm up to recently. If you haven't watched my karambit making video, it's on my channel now, so you can go check that out and have a fantastic weekend.